Hi, I'm Jason King for Australian Golf Digest TV. Now in this episode I'd like to talk about simplifying the golf swing. There's so much information these days online and it makes that downswing move towards the ball at times too complicated for the golfers that are still new learning how to play the game. The professionals, if you think about how good they are and how they can implement swing changes or swing thoughts and still play golf, that's fine for the best players in the world, but how does that relate to the club golfer? I guess for me, image has always worked better in your mind than black and white information. So if you remember the way Tiger Woods' swing looks and you try to copy it, whether or not it looks like it, that's another story. But it's a lot easier to remember that than what it would be a list of instructions from your golf coach at home, especially when it comes to taking it on the course. So today I'd like to give you a simple explanation of what we want to do with our body through the swing, or at least an image of what that would look like. So you see at school there when you're taught, if you grow up in Australia, you see a bunch of kids that might be 6, 7, 8 years old in the playground and they're throwing a ball at lunchtime, throwing a tennis ball. There's nobody coming down there giving them formal instruction about how to throw a ball 20 meters through the air to their buddy in the playground. But we see in golf that changes as people get older. They start to try to make different moves on the way down while trying to have a target in their mind's eye while they're swinging. So if we match that to, say, a couple of other sports that we would see where we have motion, what if I compare that to how you would serve a tennis ball? So we get that loaded position for a right-handed tennis player with the racket and we extend the arm over our head. A baseball pitcher might throw the ball, take a step, have the arm loaded and have the arm come out at shoulder height or a little bit underneath. Now the golf club is an extension of our arm and we take it from the loaded position and we release it down at the ground. So the point is there that there's nobody serving a tennis ball this way, there's nobody throwing a baseball this way, but there's still a lot of people playing golf that come into the range and new golfers that keep a lot of weight on their back foot and don't have any body motion at all. So I guess the one thing is there that if you take that into consideration when you're playing a golf shot, with the theme of keeping things simple, we want to feel once we get up to the top that we simply move through towards the target. The when and how, well, that depends on the target, it depends on the lie you have, and with golf we're always adapting to our environment, so we're going to have a different shot every time. So it's very difficult to say exactly, say your elbow is going to point towards your hip, or you're going to release the club down the bottom pointing your belt buckle to the target. All that sort of stuff has got to have a little bit more relation to the target. So the point here is that we need to use our body to do that. So once I get set up to the ball here, I'm going to get set up to the top of the swing there where I get the club loaded, right wrist, right elbow, but from here down, it's a very subconscious process where I'm interacting with the target, relating to my environment, wind, lie, distance, what have you. So this is where I want to be automated in the process. So even if I went one-handed, loaded the club up and turned through, I can still make half decent contact and hit a golf ball because my body's moving. If I was trying to play that shot without the use of my body and I set up to the ball here, sure, I could get that club folded up with the right arm, but then if I stay back on it there, it certainly restricts motion on the through swing. I've got no pivot, I've got nothing to keep my arms working. So similar to those other sports, similar to tennis where we'd use our body to get through the serve, pitching, throwing a ball, we're moving our body through the swing. Same deal in the golf swing, we're moving our body through and towards the target. I think that's a great tip for new golfers and the people at home, but if you're really struggling with it, be sure to get in to see your local PGA professional.